Cancer truly is the emperor of all maladies. On Health 360, we bring you up to speed with the latest information and research, as always, around all kinds of diseases. And cancer, more often than not, features inevitably on that list. So here is how cancer research was, what really happened in the field of research and information this week. Imagine if I would tell you that drinking a glass of milk would cut down your cancer risk. Incredible, is it not? Well, research indicates just that. Milk and other calcium food products lower the risk of colorectal cancer. A new study published in the journal Nature Communications has found that consuming foods and drinks rich in calcium is correlated with a lowered risk for colorectal cancer. Daily glass of milk may cut bowel cancer risk by fifth. This is the largest study into diet and disease, which suggests that extra 300 mg of calcium a single day is associated with a 17% lower risk of cancer.
Our body keeps on producing abnormal cells. The cells needs to get regulated. Sometimes cells needs to differentiate. In order for the cells to get healthy and so that they don't become abnormal, calcium is required. And the same dose is given via the milk or the dairy products. When combined with the vitamin D, which is again enriched in some dairy products, that helps in the gut cancer prevention.
Colorectal cancer or bowel cancer is seeing a worldwide increase due to a big shift towards processed foods.
Our sedentary lifestyle, the availability of technology, making sure that you don't go out of home and you are stick to your chair, increases the chances of obesity. And at the end of the day, once we take all the parameters into account, they are leading to an inflammatory state. And what happens when there is a chronic inflammatory state? It can lead to abnormal cell proliferation and ultimately cancer.
Bowel cancer is the third most common cancer in the world, causing nearly 2 million cases and 1 million deaths annually. New diagnoses are expected to reach 3.2 million by 2040, with deaths rising to 1.6 million. While the trends are concerning, more than half of bowel cancers are preventable through changes to diet and lifestyle.
You can technically cure yourself even before the disease has happened. If your obesity is not there, if your lifestyle modification is there in the form of less consumption of red meat along with the less processed food, less alcohol, you can definitely have a less chance of developing cancer because of the lifestyle modification.
Well, one drink a day, many people say, and say it erroneously, can give medicinal benefits. It relaxes you. I've also heard this just so many times, so often that I want to kick myself on why do I even have to deal with stuff like that. Well, thank God we all are now in a position with research and information available in this domain that talks about how alcohol is linked to cancer. A growing body of research points to a link between alcohol consumption and an increased risk of 7 types of cancers. Stroke, premature death. But what's still debatable is the exact threshold at which risks increase. This likely varies from person to person based on their genetic risks and other lifestyle habits.
Alcohol is already labeled as a grade 1 carcinogen. Why? Because once alcohol metabolizes in the body, it produces a compound which is known as acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde has been labeled as a grade 1 carcinogen throughout the industry, and there is a well-documented proof that this toxic compound can cause a cancer starting from the oral cavity till the rectum.
Research suggests that daily drinking is riskier. For instance, one study found people who consume alcohol 3 days a week, even alternate days, which means have lower risk compared to those who drink every single day. So has older research overestimated the so-called benefits of moderate drinking? Clearly it has.
Alcohol itself acts as a solvent to other carcinogens, and that increases the risk, rather multiplies the risk of acquiring certain cancers like cancer of the mouth, throat and voice box when somebody is consuming the alcohol and smoking as well.
Experts have now started to advocate for cancer warnings on alcohol packs. US Surgeon General Vivek Murthy has called for cancer warnings to be added to alcoholic beverages in a similar way that tobacco products display.
like we have done in tobacco. We are putting a label that it can cause cancer, and definitely it has some relevance in our Indian setup where the literacy rate is still low. So if you put any kind of label which states categorically that it can cause cancer, so obviously a person who's going to take that thing, it will definitely tick his mind.
Obesity, diabetes, hypertension. All the health problems that modern life have invited have a deep link with the quality of life we lead. So what is the big news there? Well, not just toxins in the air or water or alcohol or tobacco consumption, but our metabolic health is deeply related to chances of us developing cancer. Metabolic health is a cluster of conditions that can include hypertension, high blood pressure, and a large waistline. Also, they increase your risk of heart disease, we know, stroke, type 2 diabetes. But new research indicates that these conditions also risk your increase of cancer. The link between cancer and having excess body fat is well established. But this latest study, published in the journal Cancer, takes a broader look at the relationship, focusing on how metabolic syndrome in general raises the risk of developing a variety of cancers.
Some cancers or some tumors feed on glucose, some on fats, some on amino acids, like every other cell of the body. But within the tumor, their need for these fats, glucose or amino acids is higher because their growth is at times 30 to 50 to 100 times more than the normal cancer cells.
Cancer types with metabolic risk association include tumors of the endometrium, which is the uterus, pancreas, colorectum, liver, biliary tract, kidney, bladder, esophagus, breast, thyroid, brain, ovaries, and also your stomach. Recent evidence suggests that over 30 cancer types are affected.
Regular diagnosis done, regular scans done. Women above the age of 50 should get mammograms done. Aged men should get ultrasounds done to check for prostate cancer, so on and so forth. If a certain protein is overexpressed, we can take a certain nutraceutical, which if not eliminated can definitely lower down the probability of having cancer.